Dear students, in this part, we shall study about the third test under your testing of hypothesis, module 5. The name of the test is chi-square test. In the previous two videos, you studied about the test for large samples, that is Z test, and test for small samples, which is students T test. Okay. So chi-square test actually used for the comparison between the theoretical and observed frequencies of some frequency distributions. Okay. If OI, I equal to 1 to n, are observed frequencies and EI are expected frequencies. Expected means theoretically what are the expected values, expected frequencies. Okay. In that case, if you have two frequency distributions, we find the chi-square value using this formula. Chi-square equal to O1 minus E1 whole square. This should be 1, E1. O1 minus E1 whole square divided by E1 plus O2 minus E2 whole square by E2, etc. till On minus En whole square by En. Here OI are nothing but observed frequencies and EI are actually expected frequencies as per the theory. So this formula can be written as a single term, summation I equal to 1 to n OI minus EI whole square divided by EI. So remember this formula, this is known as chi-square value and this is the notation for chi-square. This notation is chi-square. Okay. And here sum of observed frequencies and sum of expected frequencies will be always equal to total frequency n. We can also use chi-square test for as the goodness of fit. If a distribution is given to you, sometimes they may ask you to fit a binomial distribution to the given distribution or fit a Poisson distribution or normal distribution, etc. And after fitting the distribution, if calculated value of chi-square is less than the table value of chi-square at a specified level of significance, then we accept the hypothesis. Otherwise, hypothesis is rejected. Okay. And what are the conditions to use this chi-square test? The first condition, while calculating the expected frequencies, theoretical frequencies, no theoretical frequency should be smaller than 5. In case if you get any frequency smaller than 5, in that case, to use this chi-square test, we group 2 or more frequencies together. That means we add 2 or 3 frequencies so that the frequency becomes more than 5. And after adding, we calculate this OI minus EI and we calculate chi-square value. And also we decide the degree of freedom only after adding the smaller frequencies. So in your new table, we decide the value of chi-square. And while using the chi-square test, remember that your sum of observed frequencies and sum of expected frequencies both should be equal to total frequency n. So these are the conditions. So we'll go to one problem so that you can understand the theory properly. Fit a Poisson distribution for the following data and test the goodness of fit in 5% level of significance. Given that chi-square of 0.05 equal to 7.815 for 3 degrees of freedom. So a distribution is given to you. Actually this is observed frequency. These are the observed frequencies. Now to use chi-square formula we need expected frequencies, correct? Remember the formula. Observed frequencies minus expected frequencies square divided by expected frequency. Sum of all such terms. Remember this formula. So we need expected frequencies. Which are the expected frequencies or theoretical frequencies? Given that we have to fit a Poisson distribution to the data. So if you fit the Poisson distribution, what are the expected values of these frequencies now? Calculate how to fit a Poisson distribution. You studied in your third module. Once again recall that method. How to fit? First we find capital N. Capital N is sum of all frequencies. Add all these frequencies. you get 200. And find mean value, x bar value. Find summation of f into x divided by total frequency n. Okay, summation of f into x means 0 into 122 plus 1 into 60 plus 2 into 15, 3 into 2, 4 into 1. Multiply and add, you get 100 divided by total frequency is 200. So mean value is 0.5. In a Poisson distribution, what is the notation for mean? It is lambda. So lambda value is 0.5. And probability density function for Poisson distribution is e raised to minus lambda, lambda to the power x by x factorial. Okay. So using this probability density function, we calculate expected frequencies as capital N into P of x formula. So for each value of x, we calculate capital N into P of x. Okay. So here, this is the formula. N into P of x means 200 into this formula. Lambda to the power x e raised to minus lambda by x factorial. Actually 200 and e raised to minus lambda both are constants. You can combine them and write it as 121.3 equivalent answer. Then remaining is only lambda to the power x by x factorial. Now calculate theoretical frequencies using this formula. When x equal to 0, for the first value of x in your given data, what is the theoretical frequency? It is 121.3 into lambda to the power 0 by 0 factorial. Calculate. Similarly, when x equal to 1, calculate and write. For x equal to 2, x equal to 3 and x equal to 4. If you get some fraction answer here, we write the nearest integer value. But be careful, after writing all these nearest integer values, your observed frequencies sum and theoretical frequencies sum should be equal to 200. Remember, both sum of observed frequencies and sum of expected frequencies, answer will be same, and it is equal to capital N. So while adjusting the terms corrected to integer values, you have to adjust so that sum becomes N. And now write the table of observed and expected frequencies. These are the observed frequencies, values in your given data. 122, 60, 15, 2 and 1. Correct? So here you can write 122, 60, 15, 2 and 1. Actually 2 and 1 are given separately in the given table, given distribution. Correct? But here if you observe the expected frequencies, the last two values here, 3 and 0. If any expected frequency is less than 5, we regroup the terms by adding such frequencies. Okay, it is given in the condition. Conditions for applying chi-square test. No theoretical frequency should be smaller than 5. In such cases, we group 2 or more classes together. Remember that. So here we group. Instead of 3 and 0 writing separately, we add them. 3 plus 0. Answer is 3. Correspondingly here also we add the frequencies 2 plus 1. These are the frequencies in the given table. 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Now use the formula. Chi-square formula is summation I equal to 1 to n OI minus EI whole square divided by EI. From each OI value, subtract each EI value, corresponding EI value, square it, then divide by EI. So 122 minus 121 whole square divided by 121. Here 60 minus 61 whole square divided by 61. 15 minus 15 whole square. I think it is 15, correct? 15, yes. Not 18. 15 minus 15 whole square divided by 15. Just correct this. Plus 3 minus 3 whole square divided by 3. Anyway, since these two are equal, you get 0 answer. It won't affect your answer. Here it is a mistake. You have tried 15 minus 15, these values. And here 3 minus 3 whole square divided by 3. Calculate this. You get the answer 0.025. And what is the table value of chi-square? Whether it is mentioned in the question? Yes. Chi-square value at 0.05 level of significance for 3 degrees of freedom is 7.815. So compare the calculated value. Now decide the degrees of freedom from this data, not from the given frequency table. In this frequency table, how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 values in this table. That means degree of freedom is n minus 1. That means 3. So for 3 degrees of freedom, already this value is given. Compare. This is calculated value is less than table value of chi-square. Therefore, fitness is good. The hypothesis that the fitness is good can be accepted. So the fitted Poisson distribution is okay. It satisfies the condition. Next question. Okay, this is the chi-square distribution table. In case if they don't give you the chi-square value in the question, if the data is not given, you have to refer this table. Okay, here this table contains up to 10 degrees of freedom chi-square values. Okay, you can refer this table. You have in the exam you have to ask for this table and refer the table. And just now I have given 7.815 chi-square value for 3 degrees of freedom, correct? Check here, for 3 degrees of freedom, 5% level, you get 7.815. Next question. Fit a binomial distribution for the data. The table of values are given. Also test the goodness of fit given that chi-square of 0.05 equal to 7.815 for 3 degrees of freedom. Same data is used in the previous example also. Only the difference is there they asked you to fit Poisson distribution and here it is binomial distribution. So same procedure, instead of Poisson distribution we shall use binomial distribution. So start from n equal to summation of all frequencies, which is 200. Find mean value x bar, which is 0.5. Summation of all f into x values divided by summation of f. But in binomial distribution, actually mean is nothing but n into p. So x bar is 0.5 means n into p is 0.5. But n is known. What is n value here? 4. Okay, don't count the values. Here n is 4 means number of successes. X equal to number of successes may be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means out of n trials, how many successes are there? So here 4. Maximum value is 4. So here n equal to 4 and mean is given 0.5. So you can find p value. 0.5 divided by n, which gives you 0.125. So if p is 0.125, then q becomes 1 minus p, which is 0.875. And given observed frequencies are 122, 60, 15, 2 and 1. These are the observed frequencies, O suffix I. How to calculate the expected frequencies? Expected frequencies are given by always n into probability of x. And what is the formula for probability of x here? Under binomial distribution, it is ncx p raised to x q raised to n minus x. And x takes the values from 0 to n. Remember, number of successes. Here n is 4 and capital N is 200. So for each value of x given here, calculate capital N into p of x. I have shown that step here. Capital N into p of 0 when n is 0. You get 200 into 4c0. It is 200 into, not 200 to the power 4. 200 into 4c0. P raised to 0, q raised to 4 minus 0. Calculate this. P value is known, q value is known. Okay, substitute and calculate. You get nearest value 117. Actually, you get 117.23. I have written the integer value. Similarly, n into p of 1 for next value of x, x equal to 1. So here 200 into 4c1 into p raised to 1 into q raised to 4 minus 1. Remember this formula. In each case, we use this formula, n into this formula. Calculate, you get 66.99. I have written the nearest integer 67. Similarly, n into p2, p of 2, 200 into 4c2, p raised to 2, q raised to 4 minus 2. Calculate. Nearest integer is written and n into p of 3, you get 1.36. Actually for 1.36 nearest integer is 1. Okay, for the time being you can write it as 1. I will tell you later. Next, n into p of 4, which is 200 into 4c4 into p raised to 4 q raised to 4 minus 4. This is 0.05, correct? Nearest integer is 0. So if this is 0, when you add this, observed frequencies, expected frequencies, right? Observed frequencies are these frequencies, given frequencies. These are expected frequencies. If you add this here with the 1.36 nearest to 1, if you take 1 here, when you add this, you get only 199. You add and check it. You get only 199. In that case, it won't satisfy your condition. Remember, sum of all observed frequencies should be equal to sum of all expected frequencies. For that sake, here instead of 1, I am writing 2. Actually 1.36 and here this neglected value and here we neglected some value 14.36. It is taken as 14, so that 0.36 is remaining. So all these are taken with this remaining terms. I am writing it as 2. It is only adjustment. I have adjusted this to get n equal to total sum equal to 200. Otherwise this will be exactly equal to 1. But I am writing the adjustment since this is 0. Now observe, if any expected frequency is less than 5, we cannot directly use that frequency. One reason, when any frequency is 0, what happens here in your formula? Chi-square formula. Where is the formula? Here. When any expected frequency is 0, it becomes divided by 0. Division by 0 means term becomes infinity. Correct? So to avoid that, here we neglect the very small values of expected frequencies. So if expected frequencies are less than 5, we add the corresponding frequencies and regroup the terms. So I am writing observed frequencies here. These are the given frequencies 120 to 60, 15, 2 and 1 actually. But I have added here. Why it is added? Here you have 0 value, very less value, 2 plus 0. So I am writing it as 2. So regrouped. Remaining frequencies are written as it is 117, 67, 14. But these two are added, 2 plus 0. Now totally how many entries are there? Only 4 entries, correct? So degree of freedom is 3. Now calculate chi-square value of OI minus EI whole square divided by EI, summation of all such terms. For each OI and EI given here, calculate this. You get 1.516. And this is much less than the table value of chi-square for 3 degrees of freedom. It is 7.815, very less. 1.516 is very less compared to 7.815. Hence, we accept H0. That means fitness is good. Actually, we have not written H0 here, but you can write one sentence here. Let H0 as the binomial fit is a good fit or fitness is good. So what is our conclusion here? Binomial distribution is a good fit for the given distribution. Next problem. A set of 5 similar coins tossed 320 times gives the following table. So table of values are given, number of heads and corresponding frequency. That means how many times this head appears. Okay. Test the hypothesis that data follows binomial distribution. And degree of freedom is given, nu equal to 5. This is the notation for degree of freedom. Sometimes they use d dot f. They give in words d dot f, degree of freedom. Otherwise nu. And chi-square value is given. Now what you have to do? First fit a binomial distribution. Start from H0. Data follows binomial distribution. Even in the previous example, you can write the null hypothesis H naught. Okay. But with that idea only we worked out the problems. Now here H1 data does not follow binomial distribution. And level of significance is 5%, 0.05. N is equal to 5. N is equal to 5. And degrees of freedom is also 5. Actually, this N is number of trials for your binomial distribution. Don't confuse. Usually, degrees of freedom will be 1 less than the values available. Correct? Here actually 6 values are available. So, degree of freedom is 5. This is correct. But how we are taking small n equal to 5? In binomial distribution, n gives you the maximum number of successes. So, out of 5 trials, how many successes are possible? Sometimes you may get success as 0, success as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we don't count the number of values given. We just see the maximum value. X varies from, number of successes varies from 0 to n. So that n we are using here as 5. In binomial distribution, n is 5. Now since the experiment is tossing the coin, in this case no need to separately find x bar from the distribution and decide the value of p. Directly you can take p equal to 0.5. When you toss a coin, we take probability of getting head as success, which is 0.5. Probability of getting tail is also 0.5. We take equal probabilities. So remember this. In the previous example, experiment was not tossing a coin. So we using the given data we calculated mean. But here directly you can write P and Q. And capital N is summation of all frequencies, which is 320. Now to fit the binomial distribution, theoretical frequencies are calculated using this formula, N into P of X, where P of X is the PDF of binomial distribution, which is NCX P raised to X Q raised to N minus X. Okay. And in this example, again one mistake here, this should be N minus X, this minus X in the power. Okay. So what is N value? N value is 5. So 5C0, P raised to 0, Q raised to N minus 0 when X equal to 0. Calculate it. You get 10. Similarly for X equal to 1, substitute in this formula, capital N into P of X. That is the formula. Substitute and calculate. You get 100. For N equal to 3, X equal to 3, 100. So complete this calculation by checking yourself. I have not written the substitution step. P is 0.5 and Q is 0.5. It is understood. Now, using these expected frequencies, prepare the table. Table of only observed frequencies and expected frequencies you write separately. Observed frequencies are from the given data and expected frequencies are calculated just now. Okay. Do you have any small value of expected frequency? No. So in that case, no need to regroup. Take all the frequencies as it is. So calculate chi-square value is summation of OI minus EI whole square by EI. 6 minus 10 whole square divided by 10. 27 minus 50 whole square divided by 50. Complete the table. Till 32 minus 10 whole square divided by 10. You write the terms. Calculate this. You get 78.68. Now compare this calculated value with the table value of chi-square. For 5 degrees of freedom, table value of chi-square is given. How many values are here? Available 6. So degree of freedom is 5. Table value is 11.07. Calculated value is 78 point something. This is very much higher than the tabulated value. That means we reject null hypothesis and accept the alternate hypothesis. So what is the alternate hypothesis? Data does not follow the binomial distribution. Okay. So there is much difference between the theoretical frequencies and expected frequencies. Similar problem just for your practice. 4 coins are tossed 100 times and following results were obtained. Result is given. Number of heads and frequencies are given. fit a binomial distribution for the data and test the goodness of fit. Once again, experiment is tossing a coin, correct? So to fit the binomial distribution, no need to separately evaluate x bar, mean value of the distribution. You can directly find, take p equal to 0.5 and q equal to 0.5. And what is capital N here? Sum of all frequencies, which is 100. Here it is written. And expected frequencies are given by n into p of x. And where p of x is given by this formula, ncx. This n should come here, ncx, ncr formula. So ncx, p raised to x, q raised to n minus x. For x equal to 0 to n, here what is n value? 4. N value is 4. Now using this formula, capital N into P of x formula, calculate all the expected or theoretical frequencies. Theoretical frequencies means if the data follows binomial distribution, you can write the null hypothesis here, H0. If the data follows binomial distribution, then as per the theory of binomial distribution, what are the frequencies? So these frequencies are calculated. Calculate and write for x equal to 0. N into 4c0, p raised to 0, q raised to 4 minus 0. Calculate. You get 6.25. I have written nearest integer. Later we will verify whether you can write the next integer or previous integer. Because after writing the values, your sum should match with the total sum given in the data. N into p of 1. You get 25. N into p of 2, substitute and calculate, you get 38. Nearest integer is written here, 37.5. I have written 38. N into p of 3, you get 25. N into p of 4, you get 6.25. I have taken this as 6. Now count this 6 plus 25 plus 38 plus 25 plus 6. Whether the sum is equal to the total sum given here, 100. In that case only, you can select this value. Otherwise, you may have to adjust some frequencies. Check it. 6 plus 6, 12. 25 plus 25, 50. 50 plus 12 is 62. And 38. Yes, you get 100. So you just verify the sum. So you can select these frequencies. Prepare a separate table of observed frequencies and expected frequencies. These are the observed frequencies in the given data and these are the expected frequencies. And no frequency is less than 5, so no adjustment is required. Directly using this table, calculate chi-square value. Observed frequency minus expected frequency whole square divided by expected frequency. When you calculate, you get the answer 1.0786. But anyway, this value is very much less than the table value of chi-square. For 4 degrees of freedom, correct? How many values are available here? 5. That means degree of freedom is 4. So we accept null hypothesis. What is null hypothesis? Actually, we have not written the null hypothesis here. You can write one sentence. What is null hypothesis? Binomial distribution is a good fit for this distribution. So we conclude that fitness is good. So very simple. A frequency distribution will be given to you. Using that, we are calculating the expected frequencies and then calculating chi-square value. So I think you understood this type of problems. Next type of problem, a slight different type. In an experiment of pea breeding, the following frequencies of seed were obtained. Round and yellow, 315 seeds. Wrinkled and yellow, 101 seeds. Round and green, 108 seeds. Wrinkled and green, 32 seeds. And total number of seeds, it is given here, 556. So total frequency is directly given here. No need to add and check it. Can you say that the experiment is in agreement with the theory which predicts the proportion of frequencies 9:3:3:1? So here the question is not from the fitting of curves, but as per the theory. these frequencies should be in this proportion. Okay, so what, as per the theory, what are the frequencies? You calculate first. Then compare the chi-square value with the tabulated value of chi-square. So first you have to write the observed frequencies or theoretical frequencies. Start from H0. The experiment result supports the theory. That means there is no significant difference between observed and theoretical frequency. This is our assumption. We will decide whether to accept or reject this assumption. Now to get the frequencies in this ratio, 9:3:3:1 means 9 out of total. Total are 9 plus 3, 12 plus 3, correct? 15 plus 1, 16. So out of total 16, 9 are favorable to the first type. That's the meaning, that probability. Okay. Similarly, out of total 16, 3 are favorable to the second type. 9 are favorable to the first type, 3 are favorable to the second type, 3 are favorable to the third type, 1 is favorable to the fourth type out of total 16. So taking that chance probability, for total 556, what are the expected frequencies? You calculate. So for total 556, first type 9 out of 16. 9 is to 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. But denominator is 16 in each case. So 9 by 16 times 556. Write the answer. Similarly for the second type, 3 by 16 times 556. 3 by total 16. 3 by 16 times 556. For the third type again 3 by 16 times 556. And for the fourth type 1 by 16 times 556. And nearest integer values are written here. Later you can verify whether sum is equal to same in both cases. Otherwise you may have to adjust. Here 312.75 I have written 313. 104.25 I am taking 104. Here also I am taking 104. This is taken to the next integer 35. Add this and check it. Okay. When you add and check this, I think you get the sum equal to 556 exactly. So no need to adjust. Directly you can take these frequencies. So these are the expected frequencies as per the theory. Now these frequencies are in the ratio 9:3:3:1. You can verify. Okay, if this is 1, this into 3, again this into 3 and this into 9. So they are in the ratio 9:3:3:1. Once if you get the observed and expected frequencies, you can directly calculate the chi-square value. Chi-square value is OI minus EI whole square divided by EI, sum of all such terms from I equal to 1 to n. So from that previous table, calculate OI minus EI whole square divided by EI for each term. So totally 4 terms. I have written the 4 terms here. Calculate, you get the answer 0.51. And what is the degree of freedom? Total 4 terms means 4 minus 1, 3. For nu equal to 3, degree of freedom equal to 3, from the table, chi-square distribution table, okay, I will send you separate PDF file of this. You just verify in that table. From that table you have 7.815 as the chi-square value. Now this calculated value is much less than the value in the table, chi-square value in the table. So we accept H0 and conclude that there is a very high degree of agreement with the theory. Correct? Observed frequencies and theoretical frequencies, there is a very high degree of agreement between them. That is the conclusion. So one more problem. Slight different type of question now. Once again, the following table gives the number of aircraft accidents that occurred during the various days of the week. Find whether the accidents are uniformly distributed over the week. Chi-square value is given for 4 degrees of freedom. Okay, we'll verify. What is the, even here chi-square values are given for 5, 6 and 7 degrees of freedom also. So you have to decide which chi-square value given is to be used. Okay, they have given here 4 degrees of freedom and here for 5, 6, 7 degrees of freedom. That we will decide. What is the question? Find whether the accidents are uniformly distributed over the week. Totally how many accidents are there? Total is given here. Even if this total is not given, you can find the capital N, sum of all frequencies. Correct? Sunday 14 accidents, Monday 16 accidents. Like this they have given for 6, 7, totally 7 days. So for 7 days total accidents are 84. So if these accidents are uniformly distributed, that means every day these 84 accidents are distributed equally. So start from the null hypothesis H0 as accidents are uniformly distributed over the week. So under this assumption, which are the expected frequencies? Total 84 accidents per day. How to calculate? Divided by 7. Totally 7 days of a week is given here. So per day, which is equal to 84 by 7, which you get 12. So each day, as per this rule, accidents are normally uniformly distributed, means every day the accidents are equal. So 12 each. So with this condition, we can directly prepare the table of observed values. This is given data and expected frequencies are 12, 12, 12, etc. each for 7 days. And in this case, once again, both sums are equal. Sum equal to 84. Directly calculate chi-square value. Okay, no need to fit any data. Directly, only using that assumption. Accidents are uniformly distributed. We take 12 each on each day. Calculate this, you get 4.17. Chi-square value is 4.17. And how many values are there here? Totally 7 values, correct? 7 data points. That means degree of freedom is 6. Okay. They have given all possible degrees of freedom. You have to decide which is to be used. So for 6 degree of freedom, the table value is 12.59. For 5, they have given for 6, they have given for 7, they have given. You use which is required. And sometimes by mistake, if they give you 4 degrees of freedom, only this data, then you cannot use it. So you have to refer the table only. In such cases, just write a sentence there. We cannot use the given degree of freedom because degree of freedom as per the question is here 6. So you can use only 6 degrees of freedom. 12.59 is the answer. So this 4.17 is much less than 12.59. Therefore, we accept the null hypothesis. That means we can decide that accidents are almost uniformly distributed. There may be some fluctuation. Actually, as per the uniform distribution, this should be 12, you got 14. This should be 12, you got 16. So there may be some ups and downs, but still that is accepted. So accidents are uniformly distributed over the week. So we studied 4 types of problems today: fitting a Poisson distribution and checking whether the fitness is good, fitting a binomial distribution and checking whether the fitness is good, and writing the expected frequencies using the ratios given A is to B is to C is to D, that type of data. We can write the expected frequencies and then calculate chi-square. And this problem, assuming that the expected frequencies are uniformly distributed, then also we can calculate chi-square. Okay. So I think you understood. I'm just giving you some practice problems for you. Just check this. This is in this data is given in the form of ratio 1 is to 2 is to 1. They have not directly given the table. Okay. But instead of table, they have given, there are 3 types, M, N and Mn. Out of 300 total, 30% are of M type. Okay. So instead of giving the table here, they have given the percentage. 30% are of M type means what is 300 into 30%? Calculate. That is your first frequency in the given data. Not calculated frequency, observed frequency. And 45% of 300. Okay. Check it. And remaining are of type N. Remaining means First calculate 30% of 300 means what is the amount, and 45% of 300 means what is the amount. So add these two amounts which you have calculated and subtract from 300. That gives you the remaining amount. Okay, so first prepare the table of observed frequencies. Then calculate expected frequencies. Expected frequencies are in this ratio 1 is to 2 is to 1. So out of total 300, first type is 1 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 1, that means 4. So 1 by 4 times 300, that is your first expected frequency. 2 by 4 into 300, second expected frequency. 3 by 4 into, 1 by 4 into 300. Anyway, here I have given in the answer, I have given you the hint. Expected frequencies are 75, 150 and 75. And when you calculate chi-square value, you get 4.5, which is less than table value of chi-square, 5.991. And what is the degree of freedom required here? 2. Because you have only 3 values, required degree of freedom is 2. So refer the chi-square table, and for 2 degrees of freedom with this level of significance, what is the chi-square value? Refer the table and write. It is 5.991. Hence, observed results support the genetic theory. That is the conclusion. Okay. That means we accept H0. This is the question from fitting the Poisson distribution. Okay. You already worked out 2 problems with Poisson distribution. Use the same procedure. I won't explain much. Your chi-square value, okay, it is 5.78. Answer. You just verify. Your calculated value of chi-square will be 5.78, and it will be less than table value of chi-square for 4 degrees of freedom. Just check it. Whether to accept or reject H0. 2 more problems. This is from with the ratio. It's similar type of problem is worked out. Try this yourself. Ratio is given. And here once again, instead of table, total 500 students, but they have given the observed frequencies directly. 220 from the first type. First type is failed type. Second type, third class type, 170. And third type, second class, 90. And fourth type, first class, 20. So total there are 4 types. So 4 observed frequencies, 220, 170, 90 and 20. Total will be 500. And expected frequencies are with this ratio. Calculate expected frequencies. How to calculate? 4 divided by total. 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. You get 10, correct? So 4 divided by 10 into 500 gives you the first expected frequency. 3 divided by 10 into 500 gives you the second expected frequency. Complete the table with this form and then calculate chi-square value. Here chi-square value will be 23.67. That is much higher than the table value of chi-square, which is 7.81. 3 degree of freedom, correct? In the previous example for 4 degree it is given. Just verify this. There may be mistake in the given data. Whether this is for 3 or 4, just verify from the table. Okay. And which is the degree of freedom required here, that also you verify. Only if totally there are 5 values. Only if all values are more than 5, each data value expected frequency is more than 5, then we have to select degree of freedom as 4. Otherwise, you may have to regroup. Just verify it. Again, similar problem is worked out. Okay, here one small difference. A die is thrown 60 times and frequency distribution for the number appearing on the face, correct this, appearing on the face is given by the following table. Table is given. Here it is not to fit the distribution. Question is, test the hypothesis that die is unbiased. If the die is unbiased, correct, that means a fair die. In that case, what is the chance of getting the outcome as 1? 1 by 6. Okay, out of 60 times, 1 by 6 into 60 times you get 1. Equally, we consider equally likely, equally possible frequencies. Similarly, for the second type, for this also, chance of getting the phase 6 2 is, it is also 1 out of 6, 1 by 6, with this assumption, unbiased die. So 1 by 6 into 60 times. One trial 1 by 6 into 60 trials. So 60 into 1 by 6. So you get equal values here. I think 10 each, right? 1 by 6 into 60. So your observed frequencies or theoretical frequencies will be with this condition 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 each. Then calculate chi-square value using the formula. Your chi-square value answer is not given here. Calculated value answer is not given. These are the values from the table. These are given for your reference to decide the value, whether to accept H0 or to reject H0. Okay, here answer is not given. You try this and you can send me your solutions. Two more questions. Here these are from fitting of, this is from fitting of Poisson distribution. Similar problem is worked out. Try it. This is once again from fitting of Poisson distribution. So try these questions. You can send me your answers. This completes your fifth module, joint probability distribution and sampling. So which of the topics you studied in this module? Joint PDF, how to prepare the joint PDF table, how to find marginal distributions, how to check whether they are independent, X and Y are independent, and how to find the covariance, correlation coefficient, etc. Correct? And how to test a given hypothesis, testing of hypothesis. Under that we studied three tests. First one is Z test, which is used for large samples. Second one is T test, and third one is chi-square test. Okay. If you come across any new type of problems, you can send me the questions as per your new syllabus. Only few topics are included in your syllabus. Don't refer your old textbooks. If you refer old textbooks, they have given even Z test for difference between the means, difference between the proportions, etc. But as per the new syllabus, you have only Z test for testing the single mean. So in the next week video, I will try to send some solutions of model question papers. Okay, I'll stop here now. Thank you.